Jordan Ellis here for LowKick, mate. Today I'm joined by Vitor Belfort. How's it going, Vitor?
Everything's amazing, man.
So we're just speaking off camera then? Sorry.
We're living a powerful life right now.
So we're just speaking off camera about your gym and things like that. The success you're having with that, your personal training. How's that going right now with everything that's going on in the world?
So, I always want to empower people and make them feel good. I always tell everyone it's very important you feel good first and then you look good. So same thing with the fighting. In the competition, you got to feel good, because when you feel good, you play good, you fight good. So when you feel bad, you compete bad and you fight bad. So, and unfortunately, the fitness and the wellness industry, they all want to push, this machine, this equipment, this medicine, this pill, smoke this, drink this, do this. I believe only through effort you can achieve greatness. And greatness is something that produces inside of you. So start with your mind. So what I stand for, I create this fitness that I do every day. So I do this 1 hour class every day. And what I do, I like people to do it. It's like, if I wanted to eat good, you eat what I eat, So I recommend people to do what I do, not what I say. So it's been fantastic. We have a very successful, and now we are franchise. We are taking over, and hopefully we'll be in Europe one day. And it's a 1 hour class, heart rate monitor, and half of the class happen on the bag and half of the classes happen on the floor with this equipment that we have. So it's to build muscle and get rid of fat.
And you personally, you've had a long layoff since we last saw you compete. So it sounds like you're very busy. Besides that, what have you been up to? Are you constantly training, MMA specific, or is it all just about staying in shape?
So I do both. And like I said, I'm in a time of my life that I have everything in my brain. So my body has to go through the process of timing. Either if it's groundwork, stand-up work, you got to feel good in a sense of you got to be healthy. So number one, stay healthy. Number two, be in shape. Number three, do little things a lot. Not doing a lot of things a little. I do little things a lot. So that's the successful life.
Yeah, and as I was saying, it's been a while since we've seen you. You signed with one championship. Is there any updates on when you're actually going to make your debut for them guys?
We are talking. My agent is talking to the matchmaker, Matt and Chatri. So we're trying to see some possibilities, some good fights that will make sense for me to be active and go back, and fights that really would drive the whole industry to watch, So we are right now, hopefully Chatri and we can come to an agreement where we can put the right fight, the right opponent, so we can really, come back and give to the fans what they want.
And there was a moment where you were linked to a fight with Elaine Nagali. Is that off the table now, or is that still something that's being considered?
I think it's still there. We are there looking right now, see, how this fight is going to take place, where and how it's going to be, what rules will be. So we see. That will be an interesting fight.
And obviously you are in the, the final stages of your career. Now you're at one. What is the goals? Is it just to have big fights? Do you want that belt? What do you want to achieve during one championship?
I want to create something that the industry would I want to disrupt the industry. What would take to disrupt what people already have? So how can I achieve success if you do the same thing? And I literally think the industry of MMA needs a new booster to differentiate yourself from other competition. So how this is different than this? You have to stand yourself on the shelf, different. So when you go to a shelf and you see the products, you see the position of the shelves. If the product is right on your vision side, you have the tendency to consume it more. So that means he's in that shelf. I mean, shelf is MMA. It's too much. They're doing too many the same thing. What's gonna make people watch? One instead of watching Bellator or UFC or PFL. What's one stand differently is in the shelf. That means opponent, rules, a model, a concept that would drive traffic, makes people, I want to watch that instead of that. So you really got to know how to, that's the master. It's like sometimes you eat rice and beans, but on that place tastes much better than this place. What it is? Secret sauce. So that's what I'm looking for, the secret sauce, because Vitor Belfort is a commodity that you cannot find in anywhere. It's a commodity that drove to generations. And I'm literally in tremendous shape right now. So it's almost like we got to create a belt for that kind of category. You know what I mean? So it's about being designed for this. That's what drives traffic. That's what drives people wanted to see you, not you, but the shelf,
Yeah. So just touching on that, but basically off of what you're saying, is it something like a type of Legends League, like Mike Tyson's looking to set up something like that, where people like yourself, Anderson Silva, them type of people can all fight, with potentially a type of belt or something on the line?
They can also bringing this generation to fight this generation on this kind of rules. I almost said it's time for creating something that differentiates us from others. And I think right now people want different results, but they're not doing nothing different. So I think one is already established themselves with a brand that is literally doing something different. They do Muay Thai with little gloves. They're having the same night kickboxing fight, MMA fight. So they're already doing that. So I think with that kind of commodity with Vitor Belfort, you need another commodity to fight Vitor Belfort, and then comes bringing a different type of rules where it can literally bring the hot. People want to see it. I cannot wait to see that.
Okay.
That's something in my mind, is almost to bring that commodity into tuition, because, people need that. People want to see that.
And is that something?
Do you see Mike Tyson fight?
Yeah.
What do you thought about that?
I thought it was really fun. We're gonna get onto that later, but we'll get onto it now. It was really fun event. You had the rappers in there as well, different type of people, and it got
the rappers. I think was the worst part.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the fight. The rappers, some rapper was so bad.
But it's different. It's different in the sense that, it's not, you don't usually get it at a boxing event or a UFC event. It was its own thing. And then it did like 1.6 million buys, didn't it? So obviously people liked it and enjoyed it, and they're going to keep doing it again.
So you see, because they did something outside of the box, not something that, you had different components to that pizza. So it's like a pizza. What makes a pizza different? It's the ingredients you put in it.
And what did you make of the event?
I think it was fantastic. Besides some rappers, I didn't like it, but I like the lighting. I really like, the ring, with the way they set up with this new thing with new events. I think it was fantastic. And like I said, was it successful because they did something outside of the box? That was not regular boxing. Boxing is boring. So they created something that was fun. They brought some components, they did in a way that was different. They mix professional fighters with even YouTubers and basketball players, entertainers. So at the end of the day, combat sport is entertaining. You got to entertain the people. So don't try to stay, one dimension. You got to be more. You got to open your, and I think that's what I really expecting to do in one is to bring in the entertaining fact with the competition.
And would it be sticking with one, or have you watched that event and kind of thought, I wouldn't mind trying my own hand at boxing, jumping in with one of these legends?
I don't understand
When you watched the events, did you think, maybe you'd fancy going over to boxing and fighting someone like Mike Tyson or someone of that ilk?
I think we can literally cross promotion with one. I think Chatri is the guy that can cross promotion. And in the end of the day, I think one is literally coming with that new mindset. They're willing to cross promoting with people. They're willing to bring content. Remember, the content is king, but real content is what makes the traffic of people. You want to bring the traffic, so you got to do something different. Like I said, you cannot have a different result doing the same thing over and over and over. It's too much. You really, with a commodity, when you have a commodity, you got to use that commodity differently. Imagine if you put Mike Tyson to fight Tyson Fury. That would look horrible. That what you don't want to see that. So it's almost like you gotta know your matches. Let's say you put a champion to fight a guy who started his career. It's not going to look good at all. So people want to see something that is competitive, that is fair, that's nice, that is entertaining. So it's the whole component. It's not just one. It's like I said, a pizza is made of tons of components and it becomes a pizza. But you have a lot of things. You have the flour, you have this, you got a massage, you got a lot of stuff there. So the lighting was amazing. Like Tyson put a great show. I think the fight, him in Roy, Tyson was much better shape. But the fight itself was good. But like I said, I want to see knockouts, and I heard that you cannot knock out. It's like having football and you cannot score a touchdown, or having soccer, you cannot score a goal. So, but even with that, people buy it. And because people want to see legends, people want to see guys that really paved their way. And I think that's what shows, and the market is ready for them.
Yeah, and they spoke of the Legends League, and that's something that Mike Tyson's going to carry on having these Legends fights. And as you said, it doesn't look like they're allowed to knock each other out or go fully hard. Is that something you've spoke with one about, and potentially, doing some type of Legends League with one and yourself involved?
I think we can bring it. We can really cross promotion even with Tyson and inside of one. Why not? I can see that happen. Remember, it's all about Chatri. It's all about the fans. Chatri want to give the fans the best experience. And when you go to one is the first one who create a white ring. The other one. So they have the whole component. One has the whole thing, the whole package. They have the circle. They have the ring. So it's just about doing it. It's not about talking. I think, like I said, promoters are going to be open to do things cross-promote. That's what the next future, people tired to watch UFC. They want to see UFC versus one. They want to see UFC versus Bellator. One versus Bellator. It's time for cross. People are tired to watching the same thing and over. We got to cross. Coming time to the world that we got to cross. It's like this. Why we have borders to separate state this from this side. This is this country. So now you come into my country, you got to pay this, you got to pay taxes. So literally a border is just to create legislation. Am I right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to pay taxes to you, you pay taxes to me. So if we take the borders out, now our trade becomes much better. That's called Bitcoin. That's called Instagram. That's no border. Now have traffic. When you take the borders out, when you take all the legislation, you create traffic, more people watching, more people consuming. And that's what promoters have to open their eyes. And I think Chatri is the guy who's really wanted to do that. He already been vocal that he wants to cross promoting with UFC. So it's time to do it, these things. I think it's a great moment to do that.
Yeah, it sounds like a brilliant plan, and hopefully get there. We've seen Bellator and Ryzen kind of link up on occasions as well. So hopefully down the line, that's where we get to. Just like I think it was last week, you kind of mentioned that you were interested in fights with Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen. I was just wondering if anything's kind of come of that.
That's something that's going to drive a lot of traffic. I would love to shut the mouth of Chael Sonnen. That's no doubt about it. It's a great talker, a great host. I cannot talk about too much as a fighter, but he's a good fighter, but not he's average. But that would be a fight that we're supposed to fight, but he has to deal with his whatever things he had to do it, and did it happen. And but now he's free. Let's do it. So we have Anderson Silva. It's another guy, another legend there. It's a very interest fight. I think it's going to produce a lot of interest, people interest to watch that. I think it's a great opponent for me.
Has there been any movement in terms of your people speaking to their people and maybe getting closer to getting something signed?
Yeah, I spoke to Anderson's agent, their interest. But like I said, it's being interested one thing and willing to do is another thing. But we're not depending on just, remember, it's a lot of puzzle to be moved. We got to move a lot of puzzles, pieces. But I think in the stage of my life, we want to do something that makes sense for me. I don't want to do something that makes sense only for the organization. I got to make sense for me and so the way I watch is like, make sense for the fans. Yes, I wanted to do it. So if it doesn't make sense for the fans, why I'm doing? So it's almost like you invite me to produce, you come with an idea. Hey, I have you want to be my angel investment? Yes. And you come with something, hey, let's produce this. But I say, people don't want to buy this. Why are we going to produce that? It's a waste of money, waste of time. So that's how I see it. When we come into producing a fight, we got to watch the elements and watch if they have consumers for these elements. We already proved more than anyone, 1.6 million pay-per-view. They want to watch the legend, even without a knockout. They want to see it. Why? Show the value of the legends. Show the value of the people. And I've been talking about the Legend Leagues for many times. No one put it, but Mike Tyson did it. He listened to me. I spoke to him, and he said, and he went and do it himself. And I'm glad that at least he went and do it. I've been speaking about years. I don't know if you know it. I was the first one to say, we got to do the Legend League. And he did.
And it was a huge success. And another potential fight with another legend is Yoel Romero has just been released from the UFC. Was that a fight you'd consider? Or?
For sure. Come on, man. That guy's a beast in my age. So that would be great. That would be a great fight too.
And what do you make of his release? Obviously he's still one of the top guys at middleweight in the UFC, and despite his losing record at the minute.
I see what Dana said. I see a huge market being creative now. So it's very easy to see the market, how UFC market. They want young guys. They want to pay not a lot of money for these young guys. And they want people, because people want to fight for UFC for free. So Dana, why I'm paying these guys a lot of money if I have these guys, they want to fight for free. So now UFC create a brand. They don't need more athletes. So you see, they don't value more. Even John Jones, they don't have value that much. Maybe McGregor here and there, but they don't want to put the money behind the fighters. And because they have a very good business model where I don't need to pay to have the viewership. I can pay less and have still the same viewership. Why I'm paying this much money? So they're creating it, they are releasing, and another whole market is being creative, as we see Tyson creating the Legends League for boxing. It's phenomenal. It's being right now as we speak. Coronavirus changed the whole world. A lot of things being content now. Content is the most valuable thing we have in the world right now. So a content like that, it's priceless. All these legends are be able to fight each other, fights that never happen, be able to happen in a way that is very entertaining. Wow, I can't wait.
And I'm mentioning people like John Jones and other legends. Like throughout this year, there's been a lot of talk about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all time in MMA. And I'm just interested to hear your thoughts on who you put at the top of the sport.
So it's like depending how you see a GOAT, how you see the legend, how you see values. It's like this. People value things differently. It's so crazy. The values of today is so worthless. The TikTok generation value more followers, how much followers you have on Instagram, than how much people that really follow you. So people today are more successful with how much like they have on a post than how much like they have from their personal friends, from the personal family. So speaking about value of GOAT, for me, is like when I'm going to value a legend, a GOAT, the best, it's not just how many wins, how many times he overcame something, how many times that person turned it. So no doubt about it, John Jones is one of the on the top of the list. We have George St. Pierre. We have the Russian, Khabib. You have so many guys out in the list. You have Henry Cejudo. You have so many. So it's such a unique sport that is so many divisions, so many champions. You have Dominic Cruz. Guys that overcame problems, trials, and they went down. They reinvent themselves. They went back again. Maybe they never became a champion, but they are so good. Like the Diaz brothers. It's so people that never had a chance to win a title, but they are very good contender, and they're right there on the top. So depending how you see it, some people say, "Oh, I'm undefeated." Like example, Mayweather is undefeated, but it's not. I don't see him as a champion. He never knocked nobody out. He's bored. He's taking his fight. He manages to win. So he's not a killer. So I really like guys that go out there and they perform to win.
I'm mentioning Floyd Mayweather. What do you make of his booking against Logan Paul?
He's brilliant in business. No one can say I can say anything about him. A great boxer. He, as a businessman in the fighting, one of the greatest. But outside of that, I don't like what he represents. He represents owning strip clubs, pornography. I don't like that. That's not me. I just don't think this represents what I believe. Family, you don't want your wife to go to a place where naked men dance. So I cannot support that. I'm against that. But as coming to the boxing promotion, he's great. He really knows how to make money. He create value, and he sees an opportunity and he say, why I need to fight a great fighter if I can fight a YouTuber and give what people want to see. People want to remember, they want to see something different. Like I said, they don't want to see boxing anymore. And that's what the promoters need to open their eyes. They say, we got to become entertaining as well. Because maybe you're selling some, that's why UFC right now, I don't doubt UFC start putting YouTubers to fight. And that's where the money's going to go for. But because why? Because people want to see them. They don't want to see the fighters. The fighters they kill, they put their life on the line, and they don't want to buy. But now you have a YouTuber fighting another, they want to see it. So you got to go with where as a promoter is different mindset. So you got to really, I think he's really saw opportunity to, but why not Mayweather fight me? Example, Mayweather can, instead of fighting YouTube, he can fight me. Like example, I wear bigger gloves. He can wear headgear. But that would be a fight that now he's fighting a professional fighter. So he's a professional YouTuber. But why he doesn't fight me? Maybe I can only throw 2 hard punches in the round. You can put some rules, fun rules where, but now you have the weight problem. The rules of Nevada, you're not allowed to fight. In boxing, you cannot fight, open weight. So you have all that things as well. But, it's like this. Comes to a point that is entertaining. And now comes to get licensing. When you get licensed, you come into Nevada. Nevada give you a license to fight. And now you put in rules. What's going to be the rules? Mayweather, you're a professional boxer. You fight Logan Paul. How's going to be their kind of rules they're going to go? Where states is going to be? So now if boxing in Nevada open up for this, now they're taking the value of a boxer because they're letting a guy who never fought professional, fighting a world champion. So now you understand, it's like me trying to play football. It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So in fighting now, you have the legislatures now. I want to see where this legislation is going to allow this to happen, because what's going to be the type of rules? It's entertaining. What's going to be? So you see, now we're talking, I'm just trying to make an example, because if this fight happened in Nevada, they're going to have to get licensing. And now as a professional athlete, let's say I'm a boxer, how you can give the license for a guy who never fought, or maybe had one fight to fight Mayweather? this is illegal against the boxer. So the boxers can sue the Athletic Commission of Nevada because they're doing this just to create business. But it's like a football player taking a spot of a receiver and put Vitor, because just Vitor can drive more traffic, you know. So it's a lot of things between the layers of business. I'm just throwing out there so you can understand. People can be educating as well. So what goes behind the doors?
And just finally, from one Logan brother, Paul brother, to the other, Jake Paul, he had a great win on the undercard of Mike Tyson against Jones Jr. And then he proceeded to call out, you know, McGregor, Dylan Dennis, Masvidal. What do you make of him as a fighter and potential fight with MMA stars?
Like I said, go against. He fought a who? Who he fought? A basketball player. It's like me playing basketball. It's like this. Victor, you are a great fighter that maybe can play basketball, but that doesn't make me a basketball player. So the guy was ridiculous. The guy didn't even know how to fight. So the kid looks good. I like Logan. I like the YouTuber, you know. Logan looks good, looks sharp, really throwing a nice overhand. He looked like he was training. I think, you know, I think I can really tie his boxing. I really think, you know, if I had a chance to work with him, he can be very dangerous in this kind of combat, you know, hand to hand. You know, he hits hard, you know, but like I said, now he's an entertaining. So you're open for so many people to, I challenge this guy, I challenge the guy. He challenged guys that are really easy to beat, because Dennis, you know, the guy's barely start his career in MMA. He's a grappler. He doesn't know how to strike. I'm sorry, but, you know, he's weak on striking. So find someone your size. Find someone that knows. So you know what I'm saying? So when you call somebody out, you call for two reasons. Either you can make a lot of money or you can win. That's how they call people out. You know, why they don't want to call me, why he doesn't want to call me out. You know, so they're always going to call if you can win or if you can drive, make money. So, but I think that's where we're going right now. It's another avenue of business being creating as we speak.
Yeah, it's a very interesting time. It's been brilliant chatting to you. I really hope to see you fight again soon, and just want to say thanks for your time again. Hopefully we'll speak soon.
Okay, my brother. Take care.